70 years ago, at 7:30 a.m. on the morning of 1st December, in the 42nd year of the Republic, 1953, the cremains of the eminent founding statesman Wu Ching-heng were flown from Taipei Songshan Airport to Kinmen, and from there transferred to a fishing boat and taken to the waters between Kinmen proper and Little Kinmen for sea burial. The presidents of the Five Yuans, Executive Yuan, Legislative Yuan, Judicial Yuan, Examination Yuan, and Control Yuan escorted the cremains for send-off at Songshan Airport, and President You-ren of the Control Yuan bade farewell, saying, "Today, we follow your final wish to be buried in the South Sea. May your cremains transform into hundreds of millions of national spirits in order to save the hundreds of millions of our compatriots who are facing ever harsher sufferings and greater calamities." Mainland China has now fallen. It is indeed a spirited and courageous mission to cross the strait and liberate the country. The following day, on 2nd December in the 42nd year of the Republic, 1953, Minister Ts'ai, 1901 to 1985, published The Spirit of Mr. Wu in Central Daily News, expounding on the significance and lesson of the sea burial. Today, the Chinese Nationalist Party, also known as China's Kuomintang, with Mr. Wu's final wish, laid his cremains to rest in the South Sea of the Republic of China. The poem by Lu You, 1125 to 1210, goes, "The day the royal army wins the north, Central Plain is recovered then at last. Forget not to tell your father's spirit at the family ritual of ancestor worship." This poem is sorrowful and stirring. Mr. Wu was a great thinker, and naturally his spirit was bolder and more assertive. The poem of the revered Korean general Yi Sun-sing, 1545 to 1598, says, "I vow the fishes and dragons of the sea will rise. I swear my devotion is known to grass and trees." In the 38th year of the Republic, during the Sino-Korean talks in Zhenhai, President Li Xingman, 1875 to 1965, wrote these two lines as a gift for President Chiang Kai-shek, 1887 to 1975. Mr. Wu's will for cremation and sea burial embodies the meaning of this oath. His aspiration was intense and fervent. He wished to stir up a new wave in the Pacific to wash away the humiliation of the loss of the country. Now, he would not be able to personally witness the flags of the Republic of China in retaking the mainland. However, his intention was to transform his cremains into countless national flags of the blue sky and white sun, to lead our vast and mighty army forward. Kinmen is currently the front line of our national forces, and also the strongest bastion in our resistance against the Chinese communists and Soviet puppeteering. Today at noon, we will hold a state funeral in the Kinmen Bay, at the foot of Mount Taiwu. In terms of its spirit, this sea burial is the most important and solemn oath-swearing ceremony before the counter-attack for retaking the mainland. It is in the same spirit and in the same tradition as the oath-swearing ceremony before the launch of the Northern Expedition, 1926 to 1928, our loyal and brave soldiers, our valiant youth, must carry on the spirit of defending our homeland, raise high the banner of revolution, march forward with zeal and courage. In the near future, we will surely land across the coast of Kinmen, advance to the maritime capital Jingling, also known as Nanking, reach the inland capital Jingcheng, also known as Lanzhou, and finally, majestically, march towards the distant northwest frontier of the Sino-Russian border at Mount Jingshan, also known as Altai Mountains. We will fight for the three principles of the people, which embodies of the people, by the people, for the people. We shall eradicate communism, which is against of the people, against by the people, against for the people. Only by quelling the Red Scourge, restoring our divine land, and reclaiming the integrity of our territory and independence of our sovereignty, can we console the spirits of our founding father and the esteemed founding heroes of our nation. The will of Wu Ching-heng was published in Taiwan Xinsen Daily News on 1st December in the 42nd year of the Republic, 1953. In certain year, certain month, certain day, following the order of the President and the will of certain Councillor of the Presidential Office, the cremation shall be on certain month, certain day, in certain year of the Republic of China. The cremains shall be transported by sea vessel for state funeral in the South Sea of the Republic of China. This is the command. There shall be payment of $100 for the hire of a fishing boat. A flag shall be hoisted, state funeral vessel, and this shall be considered the sea vessel for state funeral. The cremains shall be placed in a small earthenware container, securely fastened with rope. At the time of casting the container into the sea, 4 musicians shall be engaged to play the national anthem. This can be omitted if this is a sea burial and not a state funeral. In this way, the ceremony is of substance, it is dignified, but the cost is minimal, thus corresponding to the intention behind the cremation and sea burial. Drafted at 天明时候, meaning the time at dawn, on 27th September, in the 40th year of the Republic. The will was written in the 40th year of the Republic, 1951. The 4 characters, 天明时候, the time at dawn, are indeed lasting motivational words to the world. Wu Ching-heng was a statesman, an educator, and a philosopher. His lifelong dedication and integrity can be seen from the Presidential Commendation Order. Presidential Order. Mr. Wu Ching-heng, a virtuous founder of the nation, a teacher of many men, was deeply versed in both Eastern and Western learnings. He studied natural and human principles and possessed a magnanimous spirit full of unique qualities. Initially, he championed the cause of the country within China. Then, he assisted the father of the nation, Dr. Sun Yat-sen, overseas in the revolutionary cause. He sought new knowledge through hard work. He expounded truth with a blend of solemnity and humor. His contribution to the decree of using Mandarin as the official dialect and the determination of Mandarin pronunciation laid a solid foundation for national culture. In his daily life, he did not shun coarse clothing and simple food. In his ideas, he had depth and brilliance. During times of crisis for the country, he frequently formulated great plans and made decisions on great quandaries ahead of time. In particular, regarding the events of cleansing the Party of Communists in the 16th year of the Republic, the war of resistance against Japanese aggression in the 26th year of the Republic, relocating to Taiwan to establish the base to fight the Chinese Communists and Soviet puppeteering in the 38th year of the Republic. Such assistances he rendered to the central government made tremendous contributions. Considering his high moral character and noble virtues, he was an exemplar of his generation. At this difficult time for the nation, it is especially sorrowful to lose such a seasoned and accomplished figure. Therefore, this order is issued to commend him and to entrust his life's achievements to the Academia Historia Office, as to demonstrate the nation's objective to honor virtue and respect the venerable President Chiang Kai-shek, Premier Chen, 30th November, in the 42nd year of the Republic of China. Wu Ching-heng was born on 28th February in the 4th year of the Tongzhi reign, 23rd March 1865 according to Gregorian calendar. He passed away on 30th October in the 42nd year of the Republic of China, 1953. His original name was Yü-ying, also Tiao, Zi-hui. He changed his name to Jing-heng when he was 34. His other Zi was Fei Han, and in his later years, he used the Hao Fei Han Lao Ren. He was a native of Yanghu, Jiangsu province. In the 8th year of the Guangxu reign, 1882, he enrolled in Nanjing Academy in Jiangying. In the 17th year of the Guangxu reign, 1891, he passed the provincial examination and attained the qualification of Ju-ren. In the 19th year of the Guangxu reign, 1893, he entered Ziyang Academy in Suzhou. In the 23rd year of the Guangxu reign, 1897, he became a teacher for the Chinese class in the railway department of Beiyang University in Tianjin. In the following year, he held a similar position at Nanyang College in Shanghai. In the 27th year of the Guangxu reign, 1901, he traveled to Japan to study. He entered Tokyo Higher Normal School, and in the same year, he participated in the founding of Guangdong University. The following year, he clashed with the Qing embassy and was sent back to Shanghai by the Japanese police. In the same year, he established the Patriotic Study Society. Ts'ai Yuan-pei, 1868 to 1940, served as the chief executive, and he was the academic supervisor. In September of the 29th year of the Guangxu reign, 1903, he fled the Qing authorities for London. In the 31st year of the Guangxu reign, 1905, he became friends with Dr. Sun Yat-sen, 1866 to 1925, and Zhang Jingjiang, 1877 to 1950, and joined the revolutionary organization Tongmeng Society. Next year, along with Zhang Jingjiang and Li Yü-ying, 1881 to 1973, he founded Shih-chieh Society. A year later, he launched La Nova Tempo Weekly and Shih-chieh Pictorial Magazine to advocate for revolution. The Shih-chieh Society continued to operate after the central government relocated to Taiwan In my collection, there's a letter by Li Yü-ying using the Shih-chieh Society letterhead. The letter reads, Shih-chieh Society was established by Mr. Wu Ching-heng, Mr. Ching-chiang, and myself. It is a Chinese international organization that has been in existence for over 50 years. Its various endeavors concerning society, culture, economy, and development, such as Ts'ai College, Library, and the World Book Company Limited, are all around. In October of the third year of the Shentong reign, 1911, the Wuchang uprising took place. The founding father of the Republic, Dr. Sun Yat-sen, traveled from the United States to England and invited Wu Ching-heng to return to Shanghai. On 1st January, in the first year of the Republic of China, 1912, Dr. Sun Yat-sen became the provisional president. In May, Yuan-pei became the Minister of Education and invited Wu Ching-heng to work on the Mandarin Chinese phonetic symbols. The following year, he was appointed chairman of the Pronunciation Unification Committee under the Ministry of Education and established the Mandarin Chinese phonetic symbols. In the same year, after the failure of the Second Revolution in 1913, he went to the United States. He returned to China in the fifth year of the Republic, 1916, and became a Chinese studies teacher. In the seventh year of the Republic, 1918, the Ministry of Education officially published the Mandarin Chinese phonetic symbols. The following year, together with Li Yü-ying, he started the movement Travail-Etudes. In the 10th year of the Republic, 1921, he founded Université Franco-Chinois in Lyon, France, serving as the Chinese principal. In August, he personally led a group of 105 students to study in France by ship. In the 13th year of the Republic, 1924, Wu Ching-heng attended the First National Congress of the Chinese Nationalist Party, China's Kuomintang. Dr. Sun Yat-sen appointed him a member of the Central Supervisory Committee. When Dr. Sun passed away the following year, Wu Ching-heng was one of the 9 witnesses to his will. In the same year, he established the Peking Overseas Preparatory School, where he personally taught Chinese and English. Mr. Jiang Jingguo, 1910 to 1988, was one of his students. He also served as a director of the Palace Museum. In November, at a meeting of the full Central Committee convened at Yü-ying Temple on Western Hills of Peking, he was elected chairman, and resolutions were passed declaring the Communist Party an illegal organization, revoking the membership of Communist Party members within the Chinese Nationalist Party, and dismissing Soviet advisors like Borodin. This marked the beginning of the campaign against communism and the purge of communist elements within the Chinese Nationalist Party. In the 16th year of the Republic, 1927, Wu Ching-heng wrote the article, A Conclusion of the Week, in which he demonstrated unique insight and true perception. It reads, If China is in the hands of the Chinese Nationalist Party, there will be a little less 杀人放火, killings and burnings. But if, unfortunately, China falls into the hands of the Communist Party, they will 杀人放火, killings and burnings, without any qualms. That is the difference. I am against 杀人放火, killings and burnings, so I opposed the Communist Party unequivocally to the end. Here is my definition of the Communists. In conversation, they are amiable, but on critical matters, they are resolute without compromise. In their actions, they are wicked and ruthless. Telling lies is their Bible. In the 15th year of the Republic, 1926, he was appointed a member of the second session of the Central Supervisory Committee of the Chinese Nationalist Party. In the same year, Generalissimo Chiang Kai-shek became the Commander-in-Chief of the National Revolutionary Army and embarked on the Northern Expedition. At the oath-swearing ceremony to launch the military expedition on 9th July, Wu Ching-heng, representing the Central Party headquarters, presented the portrait of Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the party flag, and the national flag to Generalissimo Chiang. In April the following year, the national government was established and Nanking was declared the capital. On 10th October in the 17th year of the Republic, 1928, the inauguration of the national government took place, with the chairman, committee members, and the 5 government branches known as Yuan taking office. Wu Ching-heng, representing the Central Supervisory Committee, administered the oath, presented the seals, and delivered the address. In the 18th year of the Republic, 1929, Wu Ching-heng was appointed a member of the third session of the Central Supervisory Committee. The following year, he was appointed a member of the International Cultural Advancement Committee by the League of Nations. In the 20th year of the Republic, he became a member of the Presidium of the National Assembly and a member of the fourth session of the Central Supervisory Committee. In the 24th year of the Republic, 1935, he became a council member of the Academia Sinica and a member of the fifth session of the Central Supervisory Committee. In the 26th year of the Republic, 1937, the Second Sino-Japanese War broke out, and he relocated from Shanghai to Nanking and then to Chongqing. In the 28th year of the Republic, 1939, he served as an executive member of the Supreme Council of National Defense under the Chinese Nationalist Party. The following year, he became chairman of the National Language Promotion Committee under the Ministry of Education. In the 30th year of the Republic, 1941, he formulated the system of Chinese romanization and created the Song of Phonetic Symbols. In the 33rd year of the Republic, 1944, on his 80th birthday, he was awarded the first-class Order of Propitious Clouds. In the following year, he was appointed a member of the sixth session of the Central Supervisory Committee. In the 35th year of the Republic, 1946, Wu Ching-heng served as a representative of the National Constituent Assembly. On 25th December, the Constitution of the Republic of China was approved. He presided over the closing ceremony and presented the final version of the Constitution of the Republic of China to Chairman Chiang Kai-shek of the national government. In the 37th year of the Republic, 1948, Chairman Chiang Kai-shek was elected the first president of the Republic of China. Wu Ching-heng supervised the inauguration and delivered the congratulatory speech. In February the following year, as the political and military situation in mainland China became precarious, he moved to Taiwan. In the 39th year of the Republic, 1950, the Chinese Nationalist Party established the Central Reform Committee in Taiwan, and he was appointed a member of the Central Supervisory Committee. Wu Ching-heng excelled in calligraphy and was a prolific writer. The collected works of Mr. Wu Zhihui in 18 volumes was published by the Chinese Nationalist Party Historical Materials Compilation Committee in the 58th year of the Republic, 1969. Wu Ching-heng possessed perceptive insights into traditional culture and offered clear explanations in a straightforward manner. Below are excerpts from 2 of his speeches to provide a taste of his approach. The first excerpt discusses ethics and propriety, and the second discusses the concept of an ideal Confucian society. The first excerpt comes from the speech on the 7th anniversary of the New Life movement, delivered on 29th February in the 30th year of the Republic, 1941. It says, "The virtues of propriety, righteousness, integrity, and shamefulness are clearly the ancient way of life of our forefathers. Why then do we call it New Life?" Chairman Chiang Kai-shek has explained time and again that it is because this supremely precious old way of life has been lost for quite some time, and now we are restoring it. The most appropriate explanation of the essence of the New Life movement is having a decorous and proper overall attitude, acting genuinely and truthfully stemming from an inner awakening, being upright and just, stainless and honest with a moral conscience. Summarized, it encompasses the 3 virtues of wisdom, benevolence, and courage, and broadened, it encompasses the 8 virtues: loyalty, filial piety, benevolence, compassion, truthfulness, justice, harmony, and peace, propagated by Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Then, propriety, righteousness, integrity, and shamefulness are expanded into the following: decorous and proper, upright and just, stainless and honest, genuine and truthful, followed by the qualities of tidiness, cleanliness, simplicity, plainness, swiftness, and accuracy. Thus, it is understandable and clear. Today, commoners and villagers, examining themselves regarding their own level, need not be wiser than the sages, virtuous men, philosophers, or gentlemen of the past. But they should certainly surpass the commoners and villagers of the past. This is because the people of all countries today are able to achieve a level comparable to the gentlemen of our past. If even these 4 virtues cannot be widely adopted, then we are thick-skinned when facing the peoples of other countries, and should warn ourselves of the ancient saying, "The shame of having no shame." The second excerpt comes from the speech, "The Confucian Doctrine of the Ideal Society," delivered at the Confucian Society on 13th April in the 32nd year of the Republic, 1943. The Confucian doctrine to describe an ideal world is Da-tong, the world of universal harmony. It is often seen as extremely lofty and hard to attain, while it is indeed lofty and hard to attain. Yet our founding father, Dr. Sun Yat-sen, frequently mentioned the 2 words, Da-tong, the world of universal harmony. His final teachings are now in the party and national anthems that everyone is long accustomed to singing. He told us that as long as we adhere to the 3 principles of the people, we will be able to establish the Republic of China, and from there we can progress to an ideal world of Da-tong, the world of universal harmony. He spoke of the world of universal harmony as being very approachable and easy, And what is the method? From the beginning, Confucius used very simple language, and that is the way to proceed to the world of universal harmony is to share the world with everyone. Dr. Sun Yat-sen also wrote these 4 words to share the world with everyone countless times. These 4 words on horizontal plaques written by him are displayed and seen everywhere. To share the world with everyone is interpreted by some people as within the 4 seas, all are brothers. Broadly speaking, it implies when there is no distinction of ownership amongst all the nations of the world of universal harmony can be reached. This interpretation is certainly correct, but this is a comment on the result after success. If we ask about the method, it should be explained in a narrower way. To share the world with everyone means that all the people in the world must have the ability to share the world with everyone. There should be no one who acts for selfish benefit. Firstly, we should hope that everyone has the ability to share the world with everyone, and no one acts for selfish benefit. Secondly, we should still hope that everyone has the ability to share the world with everyone, and no one acts for selfish benefit. Thirdly, we should continue to hope that everyone has the ability to share the world with everyone, and no one acts for selfish benefit. Thus, all our hopes are the same, that everyone has the ability to share the world with everyone, and no one acts for selfish benefit. This is the meaning to share the world with everyone. However, the world's population is now 2 billion. Just China alone, throughout history, her population is 100 million. To hope that everyone in the world has the ability to share the world with everyone is easier said than done. All thinkers and moralists, regardless of their methods, when they talk about universal love, to serve others, escape to seclusion, innate evil, innate good, have been criticized for being passive or scolded for extremism. If we explore their consciences, they all hope that everyone in the world has the ability to share the world with everyone. This is certainly unanimous. When government, law, morality, and propriety are all lost, everyone in the world will act for selfish benefit. This state is called 乱世, chaotic world. If government and law are rectified, but morality and propriety are lacking, even though there are fewer who act for selfish benefits, yet there are not many who are willing to share the world with everyone. This state is called 平世, average world. When government, law, morality, and propriety are enlightened and orderly, those who act for selfish benefits reduce by the day, while those who are willing to share the world with everyone increase by the day. This state is called 小康, moderate well-being. When the implications and interferences of government and law reduce by the day, the outcomes of morality and propriety become very substantial. No one acts for selfish benefit. Everyone is willing to share the world with everyone. This state is called 大同, world of universal harmony. From a chaotic world to the world of universal harmony is a journey from the darkest to the brightest point alongside a straight line. Universal harmony, it is far from being lofty and unattainable. It is straightforward and close to the heart. All it takes is to share the world with everyone. 80 years on, reading the posthumous words of Wu Ching-heng, one promptly realizes that the world of universal harmony can still be attained. There's an ivory seal carved with the names of Wu Ching-heng in my collection. It is likely to be his only extant seal. The seal reads, Seal of Wu Zhi Jing-heng. The side inscription reads, emulating the style of Sheng Yu in the 7th month of Ding Mao year by Yuan in Shanghai. The seal was carved in the 7th month of Ding Mao year, which corresponds to the 16th year of the Republic, 1927. On 22nd March that year, the National Revolutionary Army captured Shanghai, followed by the capture of Nanking on 24th March. On 18th April, the government declared Nanking as the capital. During this time, the Northern Expedition and the campaign to purge the communist elements within the party took place concurrently, and Wu Ching-heng traveled frequently between Shanghai and Nanking. The first line of the side inscription, emulating the style of Sheng Yu, refers to Wu Zhi, 1813 to 1858. Zhi Sheng Yu, Hao Sheng Yu. He was a native of Wujing, Jiangsu province. He was a student of Li Zhaoluo, 1769 to 1841, and was appointed a posting as the Salt Commissioner of Shandong. Wu Zhi was an expert in lexicology. He excelled in calligraphy and seal engraving. His flora and fauna works follow the style of Yun Souping, 1633 to 1690. He was particularly renowned for seal engraving. His compiled seal works was 4 Yuan seal impressions. According to the inscription by Yuan, the seal emulates the style of Wu Sheng Yu. The carver of this seal is Yuan. The name Yuan may no longer be familiar to people nowadays. However, his name was prominent in the early years of the Republic. Si Yuan, also known as Yuan, his dates of birth and death are unknown. His original name is Qian, Zi Yuan, Hao, Chuan Hong, Chuan Fu, Chuan Ling Sanming. His studio name was Song Bing Yun Liu Cao Tang. He was a native of Liyang, Jiangsu province. He had joined the Xinhai Revolution in Wuchang in 1911 and held the position of county magistrate in Jiangmen. The location of his posting has to be further verified. He was a member of the Chinese Nationalist Party. Skilled in calligraphy, he loved the Chuan Bao Zi stele and hence used the first character in his names. He excelled in seal carving. His style harked back to the styles of Jing and Han dynasties, matching the ancients in skill. Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the founding father of the Republic, greatly admired his skills and engaged him to engrave a number of seals. In the first year of the Republic, 1912, he carved the seal of the Provisional President of the Republic of China. And in July of the 11th year of the Republic, 1922, he carved the seal of Sun Wen. Sun Wen was the original name of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. His reputation soared. He also carved more than 100 seals for Yang Changbai, also known as Yang Shu Kan, producing a 2-volume set of seal impressions, Tian Ying Ge seal compilation. On 15th May, in the 13th year of the Republic, 1924, The Shanghai newspaper Shenbao published a Tzu poem titled A Lyric to the Tune Wan Qi Sha after perusing the seal compilation of Mr. Si Yu-an, composed by Yuan Bo-kui, 1879 to 1939. It reads, "Behold, tiny characters of antique charm. Red strokes on paper stir the poet on Saturday. Savant of ancient scripts from Qing and Jing. Carvings of half-blooms, white breeze and phoenix signs. A venerable man, fine as jade and worthy of the Moon Palace. His good name befits the status of Yang and Wang." Note, Yang is likely to be Yang Tianqi, 1882 to 1958. Wang is likely to be Wang Ti, 1880 to 1960. Both eminent seal engravers of the time. Yuan Bo-kui passed the provincial examination and attained the qualification of You-ren in the 29th year of the Guangxu reign, 1903. He was a book collector during the early Republican period. Literati at that time dearly cherished the work of Si Yu-an. On 11th May in the 14th year of the Republic, 1925, the Supplement of Eastern Times, a publication of Eastern Times in Shanghai, carried a column titled Art World News. It reads, "By numerous accounts, Chuanling Sanming, Si Yu-an, who is skilled in calligraphy and seal carving, recently compiled a book of seal impressions. It was reviewed and appraised by Zheng Shukan and Zhuang Sijian, and their calligraphy graced the cover slip and the title page. The content includes reduced scale copies of ink rubbings of 16 types of ritual vessels and stone tablets, followed by hand-carved portraits and seal impression of the President's jade seal, many seals of famous individuals, and over 200 bronze seals that correspond to the 60 years of the sexagenarian cycle. Additionally, meticulous ink rubbings were made of the side inscriptions. It certainly presents an unprecedented eye-opener in the realm of seal engraving. It is in the process of printing and is expected to be published this summer. Mr. Si currently resides in seclusion at number 113, Alley 4, Glock Road, Zhujia Bridge, north of the French concession. Those interested in commissioning calligraphy or seal carving can also make enquiries at all the major folding fan and paper distributors. Is the Book of Seal Impressions by Yuan still in existence today? It is difficult to know. On 25th April, in the 16th year of the Republic, 1927, the News of Epigraphy column in Shenbao published 11 seal impressions carved by Yuan. Amongst them is an impression of the seal of Sun Wen with ink rubbing of the side inscription. Although the ink rubbing of the side inscription is difficult to read, it should nevertheless be treasured. Close examination of the ink rubbing reveals the following characters: made in the 7th month of Ren Xu year, presented to Mr. Zhong San, another name of Dr. Sun Yat-sen, by Yuan, Shih-chieh. The News of Epigraphy column says, the seal carving of Si Yuan. Yuan's name is Qian, Hall, Chuan Ong, Chuan Fu. His calligraphy and seal carving were appreciated by Mr. Zhong San, Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Mr. Si wrote the calligraphy in the middle of the sepulchre and on the plaques above the doors of the Memorial Hall at Purple Mountain. The calligraphy in the middle of the sepulchre should refer to the plaque with the characters "The vast righteous spirit endures," installed above the door of the sepulchre at the Sun Yat-sen Mausoleum in Nanking. On the plaques above the doors of the Memorial Hall should refer to the plaque with the characters "The Righteous Spirit of the Universe" on the exterior wall of the Memorial Hall, as well as the 3 plaques of nationalism, democracy, and livelihood. They are all calligraphic works by Yuan. In my collection, there's an album of family letters written by Wu Ching-heng. There are altogether 9 letters and 2 pieces of commendations. It includes 4 letters to Jiang Dongfu, the husband of his cousin, 1 letter to A Da, his cousin, 4 letters to Ts'ai, the nephew, a commendation for the portrait of his cousin, and a commendation for the portrait of the cousin's husband. The first letter to Jiang Dongfu was written on 23rd December in the 34th year of the Republic, 1945, and sent from Chongqing, the wartime capital. It was written a few months after Japan's surrender in September. The letter also comes with an envelope. The letter reads, "Dear Dongfu, today I received 2 successive letters of encouragement through Zhongnian, and I have respectfully read them. The so-called Fragrant Grass Abode calligraphy plaque will soon be written and sent. My humble dwelling has been taken care by you all this time. I am most grateful. Due to the shallowness of water and lack of boats during the winter months, I plan to wait until the water level rises in the coming spring, or when there are more boats available. By then, I will return with ease, bringing books and other belongings. Although there was a chance to make a trip to the east, postal service has resumed with relatives and friends, and I have already learned about their circumstances. As for visiting old friends, half of them have passed away, and even paying respect personally at their graves will not alleviate the sorrow. Regarding socializing, it just adds a lot of trouble. After careful consideration, there's not much appeal in Peking or Shanghai. I can be happy here in Sichuan. Living here is good. There's no need to rush elsewhere. As is customary, upon arriving in Peking or Shanghai, I can indulge in all the favorite foods without restraint, which perhaps is a source of pleasure for a quick return. However, over the years, my taste for fine foods happens to have reduced through self-discipline. In the morning, I drink milk and consume barley porridge. Lunch is light, and dinner consists of a bowl of congee and a plate of vegetables. My daily bowel movement is regular, and I'm in good spirits. If I eat a lot of fatty fish and meat without restraint, it quickly leads to digestive issues, causing diarrhea. So I have long declined invitations to banquets. Even for a Western-style meal, I limit it to soup, fish, and pudding. Snacks and treats I no longer enjoy for the past year. I used to like things such as mooncakes and brittle candies, which I don't tolerate anymore. Gifts of confection and fruits from friends are piled and touched until they must be discarded. I heard that even the 2 youngsters living with me have eaten too much. They have lost their appetites and cannot be bothered to fight over food, which is just left to pile up and throw away. Gifts arrive in abundance every new year, causing frowns and vexations. They are mostly unacknowledged. Hence, it is fine to eat a lot on my return, but there's no yearning anymore. As a result, Shanghai has one less opportunity to tempt my hasty return. For a laugh, just sharing my current situation to provide a light-hearted update. Wishing you good health, your younger brother, with best wishes. Yours respectfully, Ching-heng, 23rd December. After the victory of the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression, everything needed rejuvenation. The people who were scattered far and wide were eager to return home. The handwritten plaque, Fragrant Grass Abode by Wu Ching-heng, dedicated to Jiang Dongfu, was probably intended as a decoration after the renovation of Jiang's former residence in Wuxi. The address on the lower left side of the envelope shows number 71, Shangqing Zi. Wu Ching-heng moved to Chongqing at the end of November in the 26th year of the Republic, 1937. He lived at number 17 Zhenjiayan. On 12th June, in the 29th year of the Republic, 1940, Chongqing came under heavy Japanese air bombardment, resulting in the complete destruction of his residence. He then moved to number 71, Shangqing Zi, below the Jiangsu Education Fund Management Office. This space, measuring only 12 square feet, was named Dou Si, miniature room. The second letter to Jiang Dongfu was written between the months of February and April in the 38th year of the Republic, 1948. Nanking had not yet fallen to the communists. Wu Ching-heng had arrived in Taipei in February, so the letter was sent from Taipei to Taichung. The letter also comes with an envelope. It is an emotional letter about the tragic political events at the time. The letter reads, Dear Dongfu, we had such a thorough conversation in our recent meeting. Even though my hospitality fell short, you still rewarded me with a delicious meal. We are both in the middle of traumatic change, so perhaps it does not matter. The weather in Taiwan is now very good. It fluctuates unpredictably between cold and warm, so one has to be very careful. There are more exotic flowers and wild fruits here, so Caucasians call this place Formosa, beautiful island. It has been praised as a paradise. The idea of paradise is to entice the human dream of haven. But for myself, whose body is already near death, I borrow this place like a tatami, dreaming of the elusive world, and I am content. There has not been any accomplished individual from the mainland who does not console oneself with drinking, which is turning into a fashion, and feeling weary of life. Recently, certificates of entry are required. There are gangs of scalpers who disregard fair play. Whenever there's news of peace negotiations, fewer come and many more depart. But caution is essential. I wrote a playful verse. Hard to encounter open smile in life, but the mouth opens with each peace talk. Breeding cats and rats in the same barrel, so laughable, your mouth will soon be crooked. With each day, people change, such as the students who protested in Nanking. Again, many died. They were loyally following the communists. The communists are also moving eastward and westward, towards Yangzhou, Anqing, Shashi, with large numbers crossing the Yangtze River. Although we may be wary of paradise, remember it is only to escape death. There's no need for Sun Moon Lake, Ali Mountain. Again, a bit of self-mockery. No interest to travel at all, thank you. But no thank you. When Taichung has some good rain, perhaps reading a lot of newspapers will bring relief from boredom in the evenings. I think one should open the mouth to smile. Take good care. Yours respectfully, Ching-heng, in the evening of the 3rd. Inserted in the back of the album are 2 sheets of commendations composed and calligraphed by Wu Ching-heng. The first commendation is titled, A Commendation to Accompany the Portrait of Madame Chen, Mother of the Zhang Family. The second commendation is titled, A Commendation to Accompany the Portrait of Mr. Jiang Shenyang. Regarding the first sheet, a commendation to accompany the portrait of Madame Ts'ai, mother of the Jiang family. Madame Ts'ai was the cousin of Wu Ching-heng. It reads, "Mournful memories, 50 years in a flash, offerings of wedding wishes, wine, fruits, and feasting. Among many children, money asked to be amulets. You held my hand, gentle words of empathy. 5 decades in full, you treated me like brother. My joy and sorrow, as if they were yours. Late autumn last year, once more I served you. Your face turned thin, same in the portrait. To reach 100, not quite your fantasy. A temporary parting, an eternal departure. Luckily your husband arranged the funeral. Children and grandchildren filled up the hall. You bore no regret, only grief for the living. Your kind-hearted expression, a manner for remembrance." To accompany the portrait of Madame Ts'ai of the Jiang family, my second elder cousin, respectfully inscribed by cousin Wu Ching-heng. Seal impression, a work by Ching-heng after 80. Regarding the second sheet, a commendation to accompany the portrait of Mr. Jiang Shenyang. Mr. Jiang Shenyang was the husband of the second elder cousin. It reads, "You rose above men, with bearing of a king, to gain from others' work, too shameful to set. Life upon hard times, refuge sought in city square, wealth piled up slowly, yet to reach its peak. In your prime years I was only a child. I sigh about my age, and a death too abrupt. To leave was smooth, to come was timely. In the festivities of New Year, why such endless sorrow?" The portrait of Shenyang, husband of my cousin, respectfully inscribed by younger brother Ching-heng. Seal impression, a work by Ching-heng after 80. The late President Chiang Kai-shek can be regarded as the true confidant of Wu Ching-heng in his entire life. On 25th March, in the 53rd year of the Republic, 1964, at the centenary of his birth, President Jiang delivered the following address. Mr. Wu was a great contemporary literary figure, philosopher, educator, calligrapher, and social reformer of our country. Not only was he a seer of the national revolution, but also a saint of the revolution, especially esteemed by our founding father, Dr. Sun Yat-sen. He had profound knowledge of Chinese learning, and during his studies in England and France, he also absorbed various political, social, and cultural ideas from those countries. He met Dr. Sun in Europe 7 years before the Republic, and they formed a deep friendship. Subsequently, he joined the National Revolution under Dr. Sun's leadership and became a loyal comrade of the revolutionary organization Tongmeng Society. As early as the 10th year before the Republic, he founded the Patriotic Study Society in Shanghai, using vivid language to advocate the revolutionary theories of the expulsion of Manchu oppressors and the revival of China. He influenced large numbers of young people, both domestically and internationally. As a result, he came into conflict with the Qing dynasty, leading to the Su Bo case in Shanghai in the 9th year before the Republic, forcing him to flee overseas. Every time I saw Dr. Sun and Mr. Wu meet, whether in private or at meetings, Dr. Sun always showed the utmost respect for him as a teacher. Hence, comrades in our party all paid respect to him as a teacher. I have especially benefited lifelong for his guidances and teachings. Whenever there were doubts or difficult matters in the party and the country, it was always his advice that we sought first, and his words often settled the issue. Hence, Many of our comrades would later say, "Let's ask Mr. Wu for divination first." Our party's reverence for Mr. Wu was as deep as that. After the establishment of the Republic, he did not take up official positions, continued to influence the times with his writings. In the second year of the Republic, following the failure of our party's campaign against Yuan Zikai's conspiracy to become emperor, he returned to Europe to study the deficiencies in our country's cultural education and language. He was willing to dedicate his life to cultural and educational endeavors. He dedicated his entire life for the country and for the revolution. Yet, the most significant contributions he made were during this period. Mr. Wu was alone and poor in his youth. He maintained a simple and modest demeanor, living in a pure and humble style up to old age. His integrity and strength of character earned him high respect, and his educational and decision-making methods were often characterized by humor and wit, leading people to examine themselves to gain insight. He was never stern or used harsh words, since throughout his life he had no concealment, behaving naturally and was consistently impartial. Without self-interest, people readily accepted his guidance and willingly followed his teaching. He always regarded service to the national revolution as his lifelong responsibility and was unwavering in his dedication. Therefore, he believed that he should not refrain from participating in important party and national matters. However, he maintained a carefree attitude in his personal life. During critical moments of peril for the nation and the people, Mr. Wu always stood up, full of righteousness and integrity, without hypocrisy, embodying Manchu's saying, "I am skillful in nourishing my vast spirit of righteousness and reason. And if I reflect on myself and find myself to be right, then even if it be an army of 100,000, I will go forward." He became a role model for the nation's intellectuals. In the 15th year of the Republic, when the National Revolutionary Army embarked on the Northern Expedition in Canton, Mr. Wu presided over the flag presentation ceremony. Then, in the 16th year of the Republic, when the Communists conspired to usurp political authority, he joined with the loyal elders and launched the anti-communist purge. During the War of Resistance against the Japanese, in the long years of arduous struggle, he steadfastly advocated resistance until the end and refused to give in, to combat the plots and wrongdoings of the enemy and its collaborators. All these are just a few of the notable examples. For the rest, he upheld justice, discerned right from wrong, prevented potential calamities, dissolved troubles into nothingness. The flickering light of his virtues, his high-minded words and noble deeds are too numerous to recount. But he always centered his stance on the security of the nation and the benefit to the people, never involving himself in personal likes, dislikes, grudges, or enmities. This is the essence of Mr. Wu's unique moral character. One word can become the way for the world. One act can transmit the spirit of an immortal teacher. During his lifetime, Wu Ching-heng made use of the flag presentation, the constitution presentation, and the seed burial to invigorate society, aspiring to cleanse the world. Now, it has been 70 years since he passed away. It is deeply regrettable that there is no worthy use to tell his spirit during ritual offerings, while the country and her people are mired in adversities. Contemplating the vast righteous spirit of Wu Ching-heng, emanating from the personal seal and family letters he left behind, it can very likely rally future generations to forge once more a new world from turmoil.